Virtual systems ready.
I can see if I can find that music and put it on the video. But hello and welcome to another figure review. Today I'm going to have a look at another Yu-Gi-Oh! Revo from the 20th anniversary Yu-Gi-Oh! The Dark Side of Dimension movie. It's Seto Kaiba or Koiba, depending on how you look at it. Again, Union Creative, Vulcanlog. I've already had Yugi and the Dark Magician, which were a mixed bag. So let's see how Kaiba turns out in this one. Of course, I also have the White Dragon coming later. Well, let's take this guy out of the box and see what he's all about.
Nobody shall defeat my blue eyes.
Which is crap. But anyway, here he is, out of the box, Seto Kaiba, Vulcanlog, all that stuff. Give you a quick overlook of the figure. All the stuff going on. We'll be having a more detailed look in a second. But first of all, let me have a look at the size of this guy. Stands in about, let's see, a little over 15 centimeters. 15 centimeters. 15 and a half. Almost. But yeah, it's a little over 6 inches. So first things first. I said I wouldn't talk about the overall likeness anymore, because for the most part it always looks good. It always looks like it should look. And the outfit and everything, the main figure, I mean, you look at this and you say Seto Kaiba. Alright, we get that. But the face sculpt, I am definitely not okay with the face. Because here's the problem. I think it doesn't really look like Kaiba, and I already thought that on the pictures. And you know, I figured out why. His eyes, they're way too rounded. They should be a lot more rectangular. And I looked it up. I just went on the internet and looked at some pictures and I was like, yeah, this is way too rounded. And a little, for my taste, a little bit too dark around the eyes. But overall, I think his face should be also a little bit longer. And his eyes shouldn't be this rounded. I'm used to a lot better, just saying. Other than that, paint detail, I mean, we have, again, the Vulcanlog problem with the paint. It's good for the most part, but then there's parts like this where you look at and you're thinking they weren't even trying. And everything else is nice and textured. There's a lot of detail in his coat, and they really painted that well for the most part. Again, they're not so great on the paint, guys, I gotta say that. If I could say one thing about Vulcanlog is that I don't really like their joints and their paint is not super clean. But other than that, they're doing a fairly decent job. So of course he has also the dual disc. So then another part, you have the Kaiba Corp logo over here, which is not clean at all, which is actually terrible. It's KO, Kevin Owens. And we have the Kaiba Corp logo over here, looks good. Nice and shiny pants, knee pads, more belts, belt buckles and stuff. This is soft plastic. There's some weird stuff going on here. This is not good paint. This is not well painted. Apparently the peg goes in there because you can't really peg into his back. So they made the peg over there, which I find pretty weird. I mean, why not just make it over here? So I don't know. Well, anyway, that's for the base. And you know, his cape is just like this big piece of plastic over there. Obviously you won't really see that, it's still weird. Let's get to the articulation. Just like with all the other ones, the head part moves around, but you don't really get a lot of motion out of the head. The neck, it's where it's at. The neck articulation is just like woo, all over the place. And you can see the neck moving back and forth. Not really left and right to get the wiggle motion out of the head itself, but like the neck is getting the forward motion and the backward motion. There's something weird going on in the shoulders. I mean, there's like, it's the ball, you can see the ball, and then the peg kind of connects into the arm. And then this piece is just kind of in between. You move it around and it just kind of gets out of place. I either put it just on a jacket or connect it somehow to the shoulder that always rotates around with the shoulder instead of just like flapping around. I mean, it kind of does that, but it's still, I don't know, I don't like it. Anyway, shoulder goes up fairly well. I guess that's one of the things. I guess this part isn't so bad when it comes to the articulation, but it just doesn't look good, and it's just wonky, and I don't know. But yeah, now looking at the articulation, we got a lot out of it, so I guess you can say like that. It's one of those things, better articulation for a bit of a wonky design. Then we get to the elbow parts, goes up like that, and then we go down, straighten it out. The hand articulation is on the classic ball, split ball joint. But always be careful with the ball joints. I had like, with all these Vulcanlogs, I already had like, the ball just kind of splits in half. You can put it back together, but it's a lot more tedious, and it's a lot more of a risk to break something. So then at the torso articulation, we have this, you get a lot of articulation out of that actually. It goes forward nicely, backward, gets blocked by the coat, and then moves side to side and gets a little bit of wiggle motion. We got nothing going down here at the hips, and of course we have the big ugly ball joints at the legs, which are kind of stiff. Doesn't really, I mean, it does go up okay. Oh, there we go. We got a little bit more of it. Again, I don't want to push too far with these joints. These joints, they're not. I'm afraid of breaking them. I don't know why I'm talking like that. But yeah, rotates around, always in an angle, as you can tell. So you put it up, and then put it out, and it's always like, it's never going straight left or right. It's always like just kind of. It's just following the ball, and that's why it's not a good design, in my opinion. And the knees, again, the big ball, and it's just like, it's blocked. It's mother effing blocked. And I just censored myself. Okay, there we go. Finally, and that's really apparently all it gets. It's super stiff right now. I don't know what's going on. Okay, there we go. Finally. So you get good articulation out of that. Also bends almost all the way, and it looks ugly. And you have a knee pad over here. Why do you not put the knee pad over the pack, on the pack, instead of having it connected to the lower half of your leg? What the hell? That's just something that's stupid. I'm sorry, but that's so easy to fix. You have a knee pad. It's so easy when you have a knee pad or armor or any way to hide these ugly knee joints, but you still won't do it. That annoys me. So then, also super stiff. Okay, the joints are so stiff right now. I don't know what's going on. It's kind of weird. But anyway, foot goes forward, and blah, 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 blah. I can't even talk anymore. I'm getting nervous. I just want to get this articulation part over before I break anything, man. It's kind of hard to do it on camera, you know, to wiggle around and stuff and try not break. Don't really have an ankle rocker unless it's frozen also. But I can't really move the leg side to side or anything, just up and down, and that's really it for the articulation. Alright, as far as accessories goes, he has, of course, the base, the stand, or whatever you want to call it. He comes with a Dark Side of Dimension card, like movie poster card, which is mostly to put in this card holder, just with the same thing of the Yugi. You just kind of slide that in there, and you can pose it there. I didn't do it correctly, so whatever. Then he comes with extra cards. He has like kind of translucent blue cards, which I really like. Looks cool. It's just kind of weird from the back, especially since they only put detail on one and left the other one. So from the back that looks not good. Then he comes with a couple of heads, I mean faces basically. He has a smiling one. Kaiba smiling, what? And again, it just doesn't, I don't like the faces, man. It just, I think it just doesn't look good. It just doesn't look right. Then we have a kind of an angry face looking to the side. It's just kind of dull. I mean, it's the eyes. Maybe the eyes are too far apart also now looking at it like that. It's just weird, man. It's just weird. And we have another, like more like a maniacal laugh. That definitely fits. That's a lot better than the than this shy kind of smirk. Haha. Not really his style, man. Not his style. So also, as far as hands go, he already has the fist hand on this side and kind of like the open posing hand on this side. And then of course we have the same thing, kind of like posing hand for the right side and a fist for the left side. Those are these two. And then of course two more card holding hands. I guess one, yeah. One for all the cards, one for like the whole hand, the whole stack of cards. Well, not the whole stack, not the whole deck. There is no deck, there's only that. And then one for the single one to draw. Draw. There we go. Those fit in nicely. Job well done. Works good. Alright, final thoughts time. One more thing to note, he also comes with like this energy effect that Yugi came with, where with Yugi's it just kind of fell out of the box, so I wasn't sure, but apparently that's a regular thing. You can pack his foot in there, and that's that. So, overall, yeah, I don't know. This is kind of hard to say. I mean, overall, I gotta say, once this guy's posed, he doesn't look that bad. I'm not okay with the face. There's a little bit of paint issues here and there, which, again, once you have him posed, you won't really see it. And overall, it looks good. It has problems, but it looks good. So if you really want a small-scale articulated Kaiba, then you don't really have any other option in this one. But for everybody else, I would just say wait. Wait a little bit, because I mean Figma just made their Yugi figure, and they're gonna come out with a Black Magician figure. I mean Black Magician girl. I just recently saw that. So maybe Figma will do Kaiba, and if Figma does a Kaiba, I'm pretty, you know, call me biased, but I'm gonna be pretty sure it's gonna be better than this one. Vulcanlog, like I'm just gonna say what I said in the last video. They're on the right track, but they still have a lot of issues here and there, and the paint is just not clean, and honestly the overall likeness I'm not satisfied with the face. That might just be me, you know. Let me know in the comments what you think about it. Do you think the face is accurate or not? Please tell me, because it just really, it doesn't look good to me, I'm sorry. Alright, finally I thought, let's have a little side-by-side comparison, and man, hell, they look hella out of scale. Is it just me? I mean, alright, so here's the deal. I mean, they're both, Kaiba's standing on the base, and Yugi kind of has the leg spread, so they're not all both standing straight up, but it's like, I mean, I know this is small Yugi. I know this is Dark Side of Dimension based, so he's supposed to be older. I guess he's taller, but man, it's just like, Kaiba's head is so tiny compared to Yugi's. I mean, just look at that. Just look at that. They don't look like they're from the same line. Oh my god. Vulcanlog, what are you doing? Yeah, I'm not sure about this. I think he's a little too tall. I think he's a little too big overall. The overall size, the overall scale seems bigger on Yugi than she does on Kaiba. And I don't know about that, man. Alright, well, that's gonna do it. I mean, just I really want to know, guys. Let me know in the comments. What do you think about this? Do I exaggerate with the face and the scale and everything? I don't know. I'm usually not super harsh on these things, but it's just I can't. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to hit it up with a like and maybe subscribe. With more figure reviews, gameplay stuff, and whatever Kaiba wants. Shut up and duel me. Goodbye.